Good evening, guys. It is Wednesday night, and it only means one thing. It is the Zenith F1 Esports, and it is round 17 live from Suzuka, Japan. An absolute classic track, which always throws up great races, great qualifying, and is usually championship deciders, and tonight is no different. Mac 2 can be champion, and it's only Granty Boy who can stop him. Basically, Matt 2, if he wins, then Granty Boy has to finish 6th or above to stop him. Any lower than 6th for Matt will be champion if he wins. If Matt gets 2nd place, then Granty Boy cannot afford to finish lower than 5th. It is in Granty Boy's hands tonight to deny Matt 2 winning the championship 3 rounds early. It's round 17 of 20. It is me, Dave Shaw, in the commentary booth for what should be another fantastic round. Russia was an absolute thriller last time out. Matt 2, in fact, binning it, surprisingly. Let's have a look at the same from him tonight as we go through an absolute legend out on track right now. It is... My controller's just died. It is Rafa, who hasn't made an appearance this season, raced in Season 1 of IRC Elite and Season 2. He's one of the great guys in this league and in the community, and he is getting his first time out as a reserve driver, and has the track all to himself. And I'll go for a lap with you very shortly, but if you're watching, welcome along. As I say, Matt 2 can win the championship. It's Silverstone next. It's this British Grand Prix that never was. Sadly, we couldn't run the event due to Codemasters having issues. That will be rerun next for the USA. Then it'll be Mexico. Then the final round in Brazil after that. So 3 rounds after this as we watch... I'm going to have to call him Rafa still. His first PSN username was so hard to say, and I'm struggling with this one. So I'm going to call him Rafa. He's the only Ferrari out there, so that makes it easier. And let's ride on board with the Ferrari driver, making his first appearance of the season, down into the first curve. Tricking on the gears, down to 5th gear. It does chop into 4th in the end. Now up into 5th, up into 6th through the brilliant snake section. Tongue-tied. Takes a left again, then down into right. Drops down to 5th gear, sometimes drops down to 4th gear, and then a slight lift into 6th and get on the gas as soon as you can, and off goes Rafa! And as I was about to say, do not get on the gas too early, because that corner sucks you in and spits you out in the gravel trap. And that is exactly what has happened to Rafa early doors, and he gets back on track, thankfully. Doesn't collect anybody, but that is his first run over. As he goes through the Degners, and he's dead. That top of the snake section right there, you cannot get on the gas too early. If you hit that inside curb, it throws you in the inside wall. If you get on the gas too early, it drifts you out, and you are a sucker into the gravel. You've got to be pitch inch perfect with the exit of that corner, as Rafa found out. Jonathan Cox says, good evening, Dave. R.I.P. Maradona, indeed. And some of the drivers are racing up there with black helmets or Argentinian colour-themed helmets in respect of the late, great Diego Maradona, who sadly passed from a heart attack today. And it's sad news in the sporting world. Matt 2, championship leader, says most likely a wet qualifying 3. Well, that'll throw the cat amongst the pigeons. And Michael Preston, a.k.a. Frisky Biscuit, says, I didn't know we had a driver called My Controller Died Dave. Yes. Yeah. What happened there is Rafa does a 147.8. 17 drivers for qualifying. We'll have 18 for the race. Emerson Hilton will be here for the race. Dan Murphy is unlikely to take part in qualifying as well. So let's go on board with the Welsh driver, Frisky Biscuit. Now, that's where Rafa spun it. And Frisky has got it bang on there. So down into Degner 1, Degner 2, fantastic section of corners as Andy goes fastest for 27.0. Absolutely love that section of track. And now into the hairpin, sorry. Again, it's so many different lines through here. It's a nice apex. In fact, Frisky's car looking a lot more stable than it was last time out in Russia. Now through it's classed as 200R into Spoon section now. Now again, in the corner where it's off camber. If you get sucked out on the high line, it's so hard to recover. However, Frisky Biscuit, who got a bit of curb there, but that looks neat and tidy from the Welsh driver. Didn't have a good race last time out in Russia. Now through the famous 130R, flat out. Look at that, 8th gear. 210 mile an hour, then down the gears into the chicane. Into the Casio triangle, as it's called. Then the bump is now gone from the start and finish on the last corner. The bump is gone and Frisky goes to 28.3. Not a bad effort from the Welsh driver. 1.3 off Andy, who's done a very respectable time. Let's go on board with Slim, who again now is going through the snake section. A beautiful sequence to watch through now. Left. Oh, and he's lost it. Exactly the same as Rafa. That's a fantastic save. That is a fantastic save from Slim. Unlike Rafa, who lost it, Slim just managed to hold the rear. And again, the rear end of that car is very understeery. Keeps trying to get away from him, down to the hairpin. Oh, and again, that car look at the massive tyre mark he's left on the track. It's looking so loose. As Matt goes third, 1.5 off Andy, who's done a decent time so far. Granty Butler 26.2 goes to the top of the timesheets. Into the spoon comes Slim, and again, the rear of the car trying to get away from him. Onto the back stretch. And in fact, he's backed right out of it. Slim's car looks an absolute donkey. Onto reserve French driver, LR Simon. Or is it Simon? Is Simon Simon in French? Who knows? I have to get to clarify that one. The car, again, his car looking a little bit rear happy there. However, he has navigated the spoon onto the back straight and into 130R. The French driver who scored points in Belgium in his last time out. Could be a full-time driver next season. So looking forward to my first view of this young Frenchman. See how he gets on. Down into the final chicane he comes. Neat and tidy as well. That looked very nice in the Williams. Simon, of course, taking the Williams seat, as is Lennon, as Simon goes fourth, just behind Andy. Crazy Pass tucks himself into second place there as well. Of course, Lennon has taken Jacob's seat for tonight. Jacob is fortunately not here tonight, so Lennon has taken Lennon, along with Andy, and Slim's out. Slim's binned it, in fact. We saw how loose Slim's car was, and Slim's binned it on the exit of the snake, right there where Rafa crashed. Right where Rafa's crashed, of course. And I remember Kimi Raikkonen having a huge crash there in real life back in, I think, 2012 or 11. Took out, could have been a Lacey. Could have been a Lacey, and Raikkonen had a big accident there. There's been many big accidents in real life, and Lennon invalidates. And Slim has been caught a cropper, and that is a big shock. And with Dan Murphy not taking part in qualifying, we may just lose the one driver here. What a chance for the likes of Frisky Biscuit and Matt and Rafa to get through. Let's go on board to BP, who puts himself to 8th. He's made a mistake somewhere as well. So, already, Slim and Rafa have become croppers at the top of the snake section. I'm trying to find, is there an official name for that turn? Or is it just snake? I'm just trying to find. There's got to be a name for that turn. Can't all be part of the snake. So where BP's going through now, that's where Slim lost it, and BP absolutely nails it. Lennon checking in, saying yo. Good to have Lennon there, and Lennon invalidated his first lap. He'll be going again as BP does a purple, according to the map, a purple first sector. As Nova, top of the timesheet, Nova and Granty Boy separated by absolutely nothing. That's looking good for Granty Boy. Matt 2 is still in the pits. Perhaps saving his tyres, perhaps just going to do the one run. Hopefully the microphone's better today, guys. I've changed the microphone, I've completely killed the other one. And I'm hoping this microphone is better. So let me know if you can hear better and it's not as crackly. If this microphone's not working, then I don't know what to do. Because I killed the last one. So it's Nova from Granty Boy, from Crazy Power, from Andy, from Simon, from Frisky up in there in 6th place, doing a fantastic job as it stands. However, only 9 times on the board. BP is about to come around again. What can their Brennan driver do this time? Start finish straight comes across pretty quickly and into 3rd place. A good second run there. Just ahead of his good friend Crazy Power, and that's a lovely little outing there. Who else got out on track? So Lennon's going around again. Of course, I got a car off one of the Alpha Towers. It's Lucas. Lucas off at the top of the snake section just before the Degner. That's where Slim binned it. And that's where we've seen Rafa go off as well. The cars, has he got any damage? He has. Front wing damage. He's just in front of his teammate, Matt. And Lucas as well was on the medium tyres, and Lennon puts himself into 7th place. Good lap there by Lennon. De Williams sitting nicely in 6th and 7th at the moment, but wow, Lucas struggling. And that was a flying lap as well for Lucas, so he's just going to get back the pits on the medium tyres, and he's risking damaging the car even more and dropping himself out of qualifying. He's still pushing to the max. We've already lost one big name. The big name being the reigning champion, Slim. What a nightmare season for Slim. What a nightmare season for Slim. So, Lucas coming to the pits. Let's go on board with Jamie. He's run the snake. Can he navigate himself through the snake section? Here he comes now, on board with the Dutch driver. And he manages to keep it there. So that's where Lucas went off. So it's both parts of that little section there. Jamie, who's having a fantastic second half of the season, cruelly denied a podium very late on in Russia as Nova decides he's happy with that time at the top. And is done for the session. Only 6 minutes 40 to go. We've lost Slim. We'll have 18 for the race. Dan Murphy, I don't think he's going to do a lap time. So we're set to lose just one more driver. Who's it going to be? Jamie, who has said himself he struggled to get to grips with the new game. Of course, 2-time runner-up in IRC Elite. Now of course Zenith. Hasn't got to grips first half of the season. Nice bit of toe there from the Red Bull. That was Matt 2 on an outlap. Of course, the champion-elect, if we like, and into the chicane. Jamie 1's car looks very balanced. You've got to have it. It's such a technical track. You need the balance. Of course, the bumper's gone on the exit of the chicane, which helps everybody out massively. And Jamie goes into 4th place. However, the top 2 are away and gone at the front, aren't they? Matt 2 starting at front now. What about Bill to Matt? Oh, there's a Ferrari off. It's Rafa. And Nat is on the exit of the final turn, and he can go into the pits and get away with that one. Rafa not having the outing that he quite wanted on his return. But however, as it stands, he would be through. What about Matt? Matt's on a flyer. In fact, he's just exiting the final chicane. That's where Rafa's spotted. Matt running out wide as well. Keeps a wide line and improves, but still just behind Frisky. And of course, Frisky and Matt were separated by absolutely nothing in Q1 last week. And again, nothing much between them. And Frisky is looking a lot more competitive. And in fact, he's only 1-6 off the top. This is the most competitive I have seen Frisky so far this season. It is no shame at all to only be 1.6 off the top. Ray, here comes the championship leader, and he's invalidated his first lap. So a little bit of pressure on the championship leader. Lucas back out there as well. Flying Saw's yet to do a lap as well. It would be a bit of a shock if we lost Flying Saws on Matt too, I'll tell you that. Flying Saws is one of the qualifying specialists. And of course, he was the first ever Zenith winner way back when in Australia. Slim saying in the comments that he's struggling with downforce. He's not the only one either. So here comes Matt 2 to start his flyer again. He's got to get this right, really. I imagine he'll only have fuel enough for 2 flying laps, so he needs to sort of nail this lap. I think Flying Saws has entered the fray. He has. So Dan Murphy, as it stands, without doing a lap, would be through. As would Slim for that matter, though Slim would not take part because he binned it, of course, on board through the top of the hill now. This is where we've seen so many drivers leave already. Rafa's already struggling just in front as well. He's on another outlap, Matt 2, however, has navigated it absolutely fine into Degley. One invalidated! Lennon's done in 9th, and Matt 2, the championship leader who has to win, or has to be top 2 to really seal the championship, is under some early pressure here. 3.5 minutes to go. Has he got fuel to go round again? He is struggling. On board with Lucas, also in the drop zone. 3.5 minutes to go now. It's getting interesting. BP is done in 4th place. A great qualifying time for him. This is set up. Oh, and look at Lucas. Lucas is, again, he's a bit wary. The rear just stepping out for him. And guys, we haven't got the balance. We haven't got the rear downforce. The likes of Slim and Lucas are so hesitant. And Lucas again running out wide in the curb. That's not the fastest way around at all. Real pressure here for Lucas and for the championship leader and for the reigning champion, of course, because he is out of qualifying. Slim retired. As Lennon thinks it's a Dunlop. It's not the Dunlop. The Dunlop is what? Dunlop is... where's my track guide gone? Oh, in fact, Lennon, you are spot on, my friend. It is a Dunlop curb. Thank you. Andy Coe says, yeah, Dunlop when Slim went off. So it is Dunlop. Thank you, guys. So it is Dunlop curb where we've seen Rafa go off. We've seen Lucas go off, where we've seen Slim bin it. And hopefully now we've seen Lucas go off there as well. And he's in. 1.3 off. And I'll tell you what, Frisky will be quite encouraged that he is definitely competing in field at the moment. Right, what about Rafa? And Matt 2, in fact, is out there again. Matt 2 is coming round to the spoon section now. Rafa's a bit behind him. This time, this lap is valid so far. If he invalidates, now he's in big trouble. He has to get round and make this one count. This looks a lot better from the championship leader. Dan Murphy will be out as it stands. Can Matt 2 push Slim out? Flying Sauce could get through in no time as well as it stands. Matt out there, Frisky out there, Lucas still out there as well. So is LR Sermon and Crazy Power also. The track is starting to rubber in. Here comes Matt now. Round the final corner, takes the narrowest route possible and goes into 4th place, and he will be a mighty relieved man. However, he is behind the man he needs to beat. Right, here comes Rafa. Can he get himself out of Q1? Let's go on board with the Ferrari driver now. He improved that lap, so this is it. 1 minute to go. He's got to find a huge chunk of time to displace Slim out of qualifying. Let's see if Rafa can do it, the legend. A lot of curb as someone's gone off in front of him, and that looked like Frisky Biscuit in front of him who's gone off. Hopefully he's not put it in the wall. He hasn't, but Frisky's back on track. However, he's blown his sector 1. In fact, I've missed it, but Frisky Biscuit has got ahead of Lucas and is 12th and is just behind Lennon. Frisky Biscuit is genuinely competing, for the first time, competing with that midfield, and I'll tell you what, keep that up and he has a genuine chance of adding to his 4 points this season. What about Rafa? He's got to find about 9 seconds to Slim. Matt out there as well, trying to improve. He's on the brink. Frisky Biscuit there in 12th. That's one of the highlights. And wide goes Rafa. It won't invalidate. It won't cost him. Penalties are not too bad around here. Whereas in Russia, we saw a real, scramble on penalties. Here is not as harsh. Here he comes into 130R. He's 6.5 seconds up and needs to find more time than that as LR Simon goes into 4th place. Flying Soz has gone 7th at times, and yet again a very close. Here comes Rafa, can he get himself out of Q1, or is it a Slim fight for 15th? The answer is yes! Yes, he does! Rafa into Q1. He pushes Slim out. The reigning champion is out. Dan Murphy's gone as well, and that was a great lap from the Greek driver. One of the originals from the IRC Elite days. And my word, tremendous effort to get himself in. One of the stars of qualifying. Rafa's through. Frisky as well has got himself through. A tremendous effort from the Welsh driver. Shout out to BP and to LR Simon and Jonathan Cox. I've missed his lap and I apologise. He's got himself just behind Nova and Granty boys, so a great qualifying one. The track definitely rubbering in towards the end, and the times are pretty close. So there we go. Nova, who qualified last time out in Russia, takes Q1 just by the smallest of margins ahead of Granty boy, who, don't forget, needs to finish 5th or higher to deny Matt being the champion in Season 1 of Zenith. Jonathan Cox, great little lap from him there in the Renault driver, who has struggled a lot this season. 19 points for Jonathan Cox. Way down the championship. He'll be looking to finish on a high. LR Simon, also on 4 points. Is Simon different in French? Is it Simon? Why do I think it's Simon? Could be offending a whole nation. I'm going to say Simon and play it safe. Matt 2, the championship leader, making it a Dutch 5 and 6 with his Dutch counterpart BP. Flying Stars, Jamie 1 and Crazy Power as well. The Italian driver sneak himself into the top 10. Good Q1. Sorry, Frisky Biscuit's got 5 points, not 4. I apologise. I've taken a discredit to him. 5 points for Frisky. Here we go then. Q2. Looks a little bit overcast out there, actually. The clouds definitely thickening up. Who's going to get out there first? Who wants the track time? 15 drivers, so we will lose 5 from this session. Which 5 are we going to lose? This could be anybody's. You know, a good lap from Frisky can get himself in. A good lap from Matt could get himself in. Of course, Matt, the qualifying specialist from last time, no doubt about it, he was fantastic. I wonder if Rafa can keep improving, keep ramping up the grip. Oh, there's the Williams and AlphaTauri coming together there. It's Jonathan Cox, the first man out. Let's go on board with the Italian driver with an Argentinian theme helmet for the great Diego Maradona, who sadly passed us, we said earlier on today. And a few of the drivers are running different helmets in respect and to pay their respects to Diego Maradona. Thoughts, of course, with his family, as the world of sport has lost a real great today. So let's see Jonathan Cox on board coming into the hairpin. So we've lost Slim, he'll start at the back, the reigning champion, along with Dan Murphy and Emerson Hilton, who will be joining, will be starting at the back as well. What 5 drivers, and I tell you what, that 15, those names, there is some, as Jonathan Cox taking the scenic route, there are some very, very quick drivers. This could be one of the most competitive Q2s. And I tell you what, I'm not ruling out Frisky, Jonathan Cox's teammate. I'm not ruling out Matt either. Rafa kept improving towards the end of that Q1. Can he find a magic lap and get himself through as well? Simon says, say his name how I want. I'm going to say Simon. Simon sounds more, but is that? But isn't Simon a woman's name? I don't know. I'm going to say Simon. It sounds more authentic and French. Here we go then. Jonathan Cox rounding as one of the. In fact, have we had a collision? I think there's a Williams off. I think it's Lennon. Lennon's had an off in the final section. Let's go back to Jonathan Cox. I saw the other flags out, and that dot was facing the wrong way. Into Dunlop curb. Sorry, no, bit too early. Into the second right-hander at the top of the hill, and now into Dunlop, where so many drivers are making mistakes, and Jonathan Cox right on the edge. Managing to keep it together as one of the Renaults are struggling, and the other flags out. Degner 1. Done. Declan 2. There's a racing point off the road. It's Jamie 1. He's off at Dunlop. Another one. Another one off at Dunlop. My word, this could be interesting for the race. And Jamie 1, a man who makes few mistakes, has also come a cropper at Dunlop. So here's Jonathan Cox. Clear track ahead of him. Into the spoon section. Looks nice in Jonathan Cox. This looks a good little lap. Right, onto the back straight. And then flat out through the famous 130R. Pedal to the metal. Jinx the car left, take as less speed, scrub as less speed as possible, then slam down the gears in the 100-metre board. Jonathan getting the car nicely slowed down. This looks a decent lap from Jonathan Cox on the medium tyres as well, of course. Round the last corner, the narrowest route possible. It's a 1:26.9. That's not a bad time for the mediums. What about Lennon coming over to the chicane now? He's on mediums. A few drivers have got mediums. Nova goes just a tenth quicker than Jonathan Cox. Jonathan Cox looks like he's got some genuine speed around here. Lucas in third on softs. Lennon fourth on the mediums. What about LR Simon? Coming around the chicane now. Round the last bend. In fact, he pits. Didn't like it. Matt 2 goes fastest by half a second, pretty much, on the medium tyres. What about Crazy Power on softs? He makes it a Red Bull 1-2 for now. However, on the soft tyres, Matt 2 will want his teammate up there. Crazy Power did a great job. And BP into third, and yet again, BP as a Frisky into 8th. Rafa in 9th, also getting faster. They're on soft tyres, so the likes of Lennon, Jonathan Cox and Nova will be happy that they are so far ahead of some soft runners. Andy out there on softs as well as the skies continue to get overcast. Rafa's invalidated this run. Let's go on board with Andy, who's on a flyer now, on board through Curve 1. And then the climb up the snake starts with a left, then a right. Oh, wide from Andy and off. And that's his run scuppered. On the soft tyres as well. Now he's going to have to crawl round. Save the fuel, save the airs, save the battery, save the tyres. He's got a whole lap to limp round. Simon has come back in and come out on medium tyres, so he's feeling he can beat some of his guys on soft. Lucas has improved to 4th place. Nova and Jonathan Cox will just be watching nervously. Matt coming out the pits now. JB1's out. Granty Boy's out there. Let's go on board as the McLaren in front of him runs wide. In fact, that's Andy getting out the way. Going as slow as possible to save everything he can in the car. Of course, these tyres are the tyres they will start with if they make the top 10, unless, of course, it's a wet race. But look at the wind. The trees are moving in the background. The wind's picking up and the clouds are coming in. Is that why everyone's gone early? Because there's a threat of rain in the air. One of the Renaults cruising behind. I think that's Frisky. Frisky, who can go quicker than that. That's not his fastest time. Onto the dirt goes Granty Boy. Round 130R. Now down. Slams on the brakes into 2nd gear. Get on the gas as soon as you can. Not too much curb because it can reset the car. That can throw you in the wall as well. Now what can Granty Boy do? The answer's 7th. And that may not be quick enough. And look at the dark skies over the pits. It's getting darker. Crazy Power BP and Lucas will be quite happy. Or they've done the lap on softs. Are there. Into Q3 as it stands. Nova, well, he may be there. Andy going again. Here we go. And again, oh, is the Granty Boy getting well out the way now. Anderson looks a lot better from Andy. Into Dunlop curve where we've lost so many drivers so far, and Andy nails it this time by. Great view there, great curbside shot as Andy enters the Degner's now. Degner 2 on the exit, little bit rear happy. Into the hairpin, brake as late as he can. It's such a wide entry. Andy looking absolutely bolted to the ground at the moment. On board into the spoon section, another tricky part of the track. This is why this is a classic track, why the drivers absolutely love it. Rafa's done. Rafa's not going to go around again, so he will, well, he's 10th, but I've got a feeling 5 of the drivers will be that time. And he's about to enter 130R now. Top speed of 196. Don't scrub off too much. Down to 194 and then bang, 100 metre board. Amazing how quickly these cars stop in time. Absolutely nothing. This looks a much better lap from Andy on the soft tyres, of course. Where will it put the 2-time IRC champion into 3rd place? It pushes. Nova's looks like he's switching to softs. Yellow flags. It's for Flying Soz, who's... In fact, that was an AlphaTauri. Was that Matt? It is Matt. Coming out of the spoon. I know he's been struggling out the hairpin. Of course, he's still practicing no traction control. Jamie's put himself into 2nd place. And Matt, who was on a flying lap as well. That's probably the one corner on this track where for no traction control users is going to catch you out on the exit of the hairpin. Apart from that, the rest of this track is pretty flat out. It's pretty quick. Hopefully Matt can... good old Steve here saying, good luck, Matt. Jonathan Cox is going to rain at any moment, so there's a bit of urgency out there now. At the moment, it's Matt Pitts. Can he get a set of softs on time? But it is raining. It is raining, and that could be it. Frisky Biscuits out there on mediums. He could just lose out, and Lennon could just lose out. Lennon, the flying starter, Lennon. So it's Matt Flying Soz who's on a flyer now. On board with the Greek driver. 2-time winner, of course, in Zenith. Into Degner 1. Doesn't look to be... No, there's still enough grip out there. I think Frisky's made a big mistake. Medium tyres in these conditions is not the tyre you want to be on. Our championship leader is done. And I'll tell you what, Jonathan Cox and Granty Boy and Simon, who qualified the medium tyres, may just get away with it. Lennon's out there on softs. Can he get a lap in time? The rain is falling and that's going to throw all sorts in the mix in Q3. Round the spoon comes Flying Soz. Onto the back straight. Looks like everyone's coming in the pits. Frisky's on a flying lap now. I don't know if Lennon's gone on. Yeah, Lennon's out there as well. Now Warren 130. The grip's still there. The grip's still there at the moment. Down the gears into the chicane. Can Flying Soz get himself into Q3? No, because he invalidates. Caught out and round he goes in the last corner. And it's a sad end for the Greek driver. Matt's back out there, but I don't think he's got... And Frisky's invalidated. He's 4 seconds off. I don't think now the grip is there. What about... And Lennon's off at Dunlop. In fact, he's not. That's the gravel trap around Snake section. The grip is gone. The Williams is sat there right on the range, streaming down the camera. Lennon's done. What a shame, because Lennon has some genuine pace as well. DRS disabled, that's it. And we've got a great Q3 line, especially if it's going to be wet. And unfortunately for Matt as well, if Matt can do a time, he'll be 4. Oh, and round he goes. Of course, no traction control in the wet for Matt. Could be an absolutely nightmare. If he can just do a time, he will beat Flying Soz. That's all he's got to do. Jonathan Cox says it's raining. Thank you for stating the obvious. So Matt, if he can do a time, will be 14th place. So Red Bull 1-2. And Matt 2, Nova, Cox, Granty Boy and LR Simon will start the top 10 of the medium tyres. A great split in strategy, and those who gambled on softs, the likes of Crazy Pad, Jamie, Andy, BP, Lucas, gambled on the softs to get themselves through, and it's paid off. And look how wet that track is already. Matt crawling around. Would he try and set a time? 3 minutes to set a time and gain the position. As you said before so many times in Zenith, qualifying means absolutely nothing. Does he want to start any higher? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He is not enjoying his time out there. He pits. He says, no, forget that for a laugh. And well, hopefully Crazy Power and Lennon and Matt will retire the session. And we can start Q3 a couple of laps early. Lennon crawls back in as well after his trip around the track. So both Red Bulls through. Both racing points through. One McLaren. One Mercedes. One AlphaTauri. One Renault, one Haas, one Williams. Lennon, of course, watch out for his starts. We've seen him fly through the field in these races. One of the best starters in esports, let alone this grid. And of course, 11th place. He'll have a fresh set of whatever he wants to put on. 11th is not a bad place to start. Frisky Biscuit, 12th place. What an outstanding qualifying for him. By far, one of his best qualifying sessions of the season, without a doubt. And he just got some genuine pace. So I tell you what, Frisky could genuinely be contending for the... Could snatch a point. I think we're going to lose a lot of cars at Dunlop. A lot of cars in Snake. A lot of cars around Spoon as well. They're going to be struggling around there as well. So we could possibly see a few retirements in this race. As a Crazy Power is going to keep us waiting, I think. All the way to the bitter death. So Lucas is saying in the comments he's surprised he's getting through. As the Crazy Power does retire. There we go. And we do get to finish Q2 a little bit early. And there you go. So it is 5 medium runners, 5 soft runners. A lovely split in strategy if it's a dry start. Frisky Biscuit said he went out too quick. Was hoping the rain would come in sooner. He did. I wish he'd gone back out on soft tyres as well. All the drivers will save themselves a set of tyres because it looks like it's going to be at least an intermediate Q3. No qualifying. Oh, we're on the session. No qualifying bans. 10 drivers in the pole position shootout. Jonathan Cox says dry race. Dry race. So there we go. Strategy will come into it then. So could safety cars. Very much so as well. Of course, the safety car in Russia played an absolute blinder for the race. Gave us an absolute classic. Here we go. And that rain is absolutely hammering it down. And not only that, that looks to me to be full wet conditions. Intermediates at the moment, it says. Intermediates fitted. Well, I'll tell you what, this could, the way that rain's falling, this could be the best of the conditions right here. Because that looks heavy. Doesn't look too dark. If it continues to fall like that track will get wetter and wetter, and the intermediates will not shift enough rainwater. And they are going out early indeed as one of the Red Bulls are heading out. And here we go. Both Racing Points now heading out on track. There's the Renault of Jonathan Cox, the McLaren of Co-Andy, and the Haas of Granty Boy, the only man that can stop Matt 2 winning this championship. And the championship leader is the first man out on track. So now it's a different ball game completely. And of course, they'll all have dry setups on. This will be a whole new adventure. And if they were struggling at the Dunlop chicane, the curb before, they're really going to struggle now. The extra caution. No laps in the wet done for these boys yet. Dry setups. Low downforce. Let's keep an eye on the yellow flags. Matt 2, of course, to be champion, Matt 2 has to win the race, and Granty Boy has to finish 7th or lower, or finish 2nd for Matt 2, and Granty Boy must finish 5th or lower. That's the permutations of the championship. Lennon says literally a 10th and I'm out. Granty Boy for pole, he said. Probs Matt wants someone else on pole. Well, Matt wasn't pole last race, was he? Matt doesn't really bag the poles. He comes alive in the races, does Matt? But as a neutral, let's hope Granty Boy can do something here and take the championship down to the wire, or at least for the last 2 races. Last 3 races, sorry. This is the 4th from the end, round 16 to 20. Matt's about to start his lap now. He's got, looks like Nova right behind him, and the other Racing Point JB1. One car in the pits, that's Lucas, deciding to see what everyone else is going to do first. Yellow flag's out, that looks like for a cruising Granty Boy. Here we go, on board with the Dutch driver, the championship leader. He's got a huge lead in the championship. He can wrap it up tonight, and straight on and invalidated. Straight away, the adventure doesn't begin well. What about Nova? He's managed to keep it going. There's in the Racing Point, who we saw excel in the wet conditions, of course, in real life. Last time out in Istanbul. 4 rounds to go here and 3 rounds to go in the Formula 1 Championship, starting with a double header at Bahrain this weekend. But Lewis Hamilton, of course, has already wrapped up that championship. Right, through Degner 1. Nova looks very controlled in these conditions. Car looks as balanced as it was in the dry. And there's Jamie Warren in the background, his teammate. Of course, Matt 2 just ahead of him, who has invalidated. The yellow flags are out, and Jamie Warren's off! Oh, what a shame. Jamie Warren has come a cropper. It looks like the exit of Degler 2. So one of the Racing Points have hit trouble. He doesn't let everyone go by. Glad to see Lucas is now out on track, as is BP about to start his flyer. So Nova catching the back of the Red Bull, who will no doubt go again. I'm expecting quite a contrast in times here as everybody tries to get to grips with now what this circuit is going to throw at them. Everybody, of course, will be taking it different ways, everyone with different setups, of course, as Matt 2 gets out the way of Nova, who comes down. Doesn't overshoot Matt. I tell you what, Nova's braking is... He was braking the 100-metre board still. Unbelievable downforce in that Racing Point. Here he comes now. It's a 1:37.4. That's the benchmark. Here comes Jonathan Cox with the next man to complete a time. Does he go faster? The answer is no. Half a second back. What about Co-Andy in the McLaren? He goes into 3rd. Someone's become a cropper again. AlphaTauri of Lucas starting his flyer. Crazy Powers invalidated. Jamie Wan's going round again. Granty Boy back in the pits. What about LR Simon? The French driver trying to add to hit points tally. Into 3rd place he goes. And then we look all the way back for the Mercedes of BP, who has also invalidated, so the drivers are struggling. And I said Nova's car looks supremely grippy and confident, and you can tell half a second quicker than Jonathan Cox, and over a second quicker than Simon and Andy, and they are the only ones to have a lap. Right, Matt 2's going round again. This time he hasn't invalidated. Can he challenge Nova? Down into the spoon section he comes. Still attacking the curbs. The rain is absolutely bucketing. It looks to be getting worse. And Matt 2, the Red Bull, trying to get out of control. Matt handles it well. Lucas has had a problem in the AlphaTauri. Purple middle sector for Matt 2. As he just passes his teammate on the map, on the track, next to each other. This should be the 5th time on the board. Here comes the championship leader. Granty Boy currently no time on the board, and Matt 2 does go fast as a 1:36.6. A big chunk of time ahead of Nova. And does that mean the track is drying out? Here comes Jamie 1. What can he do? Of course, he spun at the exit of Degner 2 last time out. This looks cleaner. 6 minutes to go. What about the Dutch driver can do? Can he knock his Dutch counterpart off the top? The answer is no. Into 4th place. Crazy Power going again. On board with the Italian driver. Nice to see him back in the top 10. Can he spring a surprise? Whoa, purple middle sector. That's a good start. The Red Bulls. Oh my word! What a save! What a save by the Italian! Round 130R gave it full beans and a massive tank slapper, and somehow he stopped it going in the wall. And was still only 2.4 off the top. His young heart would have been in his mouth. Wow. Just a bit too much in 130R. That's all it takes as a McLaren bring up the other flags. That's Andy coming out of the hairpin. Here comes BP. What can this young Dutchman do? Into 5th. He'd probably take that. BP goes well round Japan. As looks like Nova going back out the pits. Lucas is another invalidated time on his board. Granty Boy on an out lap. Jonathan Cox, who's going to 2nd place. I'll tell you what, Jonathan Cox has got some real speed around here. He's off to pace on this lap. Simon invalidated. BP stuck behind the racing point of Nova. In fact, I think Nova's just unlapped himself. But Jamie 1 looks to be on it. No, in fact, he's way off the pace. In fact, I would expect he's coming in. And I wonder if a fresh set of engines where he's going on. There goes the 36.6, and in fact he jumps to 3rd place. Is the track getting drier? Is the rain easing off? 3 laps for Jamie, and now he's up to 3rd place. The rain's still teeming down. Next is the Williams, who comes into the pits. Fresh inters for him. Next is Crazy Power, who looks like there is down on his own sector times. Of course, we saw him fantastically save it. Coming out 130R last lap, but this looks like he's coming in the pits and is. And Granty Boy is there, 35.6 for middle sector. Frisky Biscuit says, what a save by Crazy Power. My word, yes it was. Yes it was, what a save. Lucas says he's gone for the wrong setup, which is why he's struggling out there. Andy's Matt saying in Q2, the Jamie's spinning in front of him, cost him his best run on soft tyres in the comments as well. In the chat, drivers, as again, Granty Boy, little lift there, little confidence lift through 130R. Into the hairpin, he needs to get in that top 5 at least. Here he comes again, hesitant on the throttle now, full beans, it goes fastest by 0.05 of a second ahead of his championship rival. Provisional pole then. Jamie is going round again, is he going to pit? The answer is yes, fresh set of enters for him, Nova's invalidated. So, the front 2 in the championship are currently top 2 on the grid. Andy's back out there, BP is not back out there yet. Crazy Power back out there. Simon back out there. Jonathan Cox, Matt 2. We're about to get a flurry of action. But are the fresh inters going to work? As we saw in Istanbul, is it the more rubbered in inters? With the heat in the tyres, are they the grippiest option right now? Everybody out on track bar Jamie, who I imagine will be heading back out ASAP. Jonathan Cox. What can Jonathan Cox get a surprise pole position? It'd be great to see. This man needs to finish. We'll go for the championship while they go around their formation lap. But Jonathan Cox has shown so much top 10 pace this season. Just hasn't got it together in the races. Can this be the turnaround for him? Can he get a podium, a deserved podium as well? Round he comes. So on board with the dual nationality, the Dutch and English driver. Italian and English driver. So I was just looking at Map 2's stats for a second, and the Netherlands flag threw me as everybody's out. So 10 drivers out there. Tell a lie, Granty Boy comes in, and there's a Red Bull off its Map 2! And his chance of pole position has gone this lap. Looks like he's struggled in Degner. Map 2, so Granty Boy's done, and Map 2 struggling. Is this a chance for Jonathan Cox, who's 6/10 up? And then it changes to 1/10 down. Make up your mind. Andy goes off, hits the wall, rejoins just in front of Jonathan. Wow, Jonathan Cox was... In fact, Andy's now in a spin. That could be his qualifying done. Andy has given the ghost on that one. He is not liking those conditions. The car is no way set up. And also, one of the Alpha Towers, I think Lucas has made a mistake in the stake section. Can Jonathan Cox snatch an incredible pole position here? It'll be his first of the season. Sector 2 nearly done for him. Simon is done. He's at least 6th at best. 2/10 down. I don't think it's going to be enough for Jonathan Cox. 130 runs out wide and invalidates. Jamie Watt is not going to get round in time. Nova crosses the line. He does get round in time. He can go again. Jamie hasn't got round in time. Let's go on board as BP's done. They are struggling out there to get a time on the board. So we're at Crazy Power. A small improvement would see him jump ahead of Andy. He probably could jump BP. Lucas done as well. Wow, in fact, Lucas is off on the entry to Spoon. Crazy Power down through 130, now down to chicane. I think Nova has a realistic chance of taking pole position here. Can Crazy Power bump himself up the order? Round the last corner, down the start, finish straight, and up to 6th place for Crazy Power. A good lap in the end. What about Nova? Nova's well off the pace according to that sector time. In fact, Nova's done, and it'll be Granty Boy who takes pole position. The only man who can stop Map 2 winning the championship, and so far doing everything right. Congratulations to Granty Boy. Lennon called it. And Jonathan Cox, P3. A big shout out and mention to Jonathan Cox. A fantastic effort there. Map 2. The two are we going to get a Senna Prost? Back in 1990, of course. Granty Boy and Map 2. Will they take each other out? That would not be enough for Map 2 to win the championship. It would also give us probably a surprise winner. Possibly Jamie, Nova. Nova, of course, and Map 2 gave us the closest ever finish in Zenith history around Monaco earlier on in the season. Right, we should have 18. I believe 18. Emerson Hilton does not appear to be there. Unfortunately, yeah, Emerson's missing, so it could just be the 17. That's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing Emerson charging through from the back. But I don't think he's finished work in time. That's a real shame. So 17, a lot drier conditions for the race. A little bit cloudy, not as overcast than what it was. The Map 2 take the championship here. I've got a feeling yet again we're going to be in for another surprise race. A great race, as they always have been. As you said so many times before, qualifying means absolutely nothing. As they line up on the formation up, I'll go for the championship standings as they go round in their formation lap. Let's just get everything up and, of course, get the tyres up there as well, because tyres are going to be very interesting, because half of them do start on the mediums in the top 10, half on the softs. Of course, a Granty boy, third in the championship, 146 points. Of course, second place, you're sadly not seen out the season. Medium tyres. He's the only one who can deny second place man, Matt 2 of the championship. Matt 2 has to win, and Granty boy has to be 7th or lower, or come second and be 5th or lower to be champion. Jonathan Cox, 21st in the championship, 18 points, starts in third. Jamie Warner having a cracking second half of the season. Has got it together. 14th, 54 points in the championship. Oside Nova, who is now 12th in the championship, 58 points in 5th place. Crazy Power, 8th in the championship on the soft tyres, interestingly. Emerson's just made it too late. What a shame. Where qualifying finished early, Emerson's just missed out. LR Simon, of course, 12 points. Got a fantastic result in Belgium last time out for him. Currently 22nd in the championship. BP trying to push for the top 10 of the championship, 16th, 38 points. Co-Andy, 24 points in 19th from the championship. A lot of drivers outside the top 10 in the top 10 today. Lucas also outside the top 10, 17th, 33 points. Lennon, 23rd in the championship, 10 points. Frisky Biscuit, 25th in the championship, 5 points. Rafa yet to score his first appearance on hard tyres as well. Flying Soz, currently 9th in the championship, 65 points. Bill to Matt yet to score. Can he get off the mark today? On the hard tyres as well, interesting strategy. Slim, the reigning champion, 11th in the championship, 59 points and 16th. And Dan Murphy, currently 6th for the championship, starting at the back on the soft tyre. So Dan Murphy wanted to get some overtaking done around this track. It's round 16 of 20 here in Japan. Just 3 more after this. Will it be decided now? Or will we go on? Can Granty boy deny Matt 2 the championship? Can he make him wait another week? We've got the 2 racing points looking racing. Can Jonathan Cox finally get his first podium? And the calm before the storm on board Matt 2. Is he 27 laps away from the first ever Zenith champion? Here we go. The cars are lined up. I'm hoping for a better view. Well, it's going to be this. Here we go. That's better. The lights are on. Round 16 from Japan is hold and go, and it's a good start by one of the racing points. In fact, it's Jamie Ward with a belting start. Granty boy still leads. They're side by side into turn 1, and Matt 2 round the inside. Granty boy holding around the outside. Are they all going to get through? But the battle at the front is incredible, and Granty boy holds on. Jonathan Cox retakes 3rd place. Nova, in fact, Jamie Ward's back down to 6th. After his lightning start, have they all got through? Matt's dropped to the back. I think he's just taking it a little bit easy. Lennon 6th place. What a start. I said he's one of the best starters in esports. He's done it again from 11th. Slim jumping ahead of Lucas, and I think they've all got through. Incredibly, they have. They're all through. What a start. Crazy Power into 4th place. Jamie's gone down 5. He's dropping down the order. What a start by Crazy Power. Oh, and LR Simon is now at the point. It's been passed by Slim. What a start. And what a clean start at that, as Simon running onto the dirt there. Just trying to keep Lucas at bay. Lucas on soft tyres. Lucas getting very close. And now BP passing Jamie, who's going backwards. In the meanwhile, at the front, Granty boy leads. Slim has now passed Andy. Slim on the move, already up 7 places. Granty boy from Matt 2, from Jonathan Cox, from Crazy Power. On the soft tyres, of course, Crazy Power. What a lightning start for him. Nova right behind the mediums, and Lennon up 5. What a start by Lennon. Side by side in the back, I think that's Jamie 1, and that is Jamie 1 and the Haas of Slim. Slim down the inside. These 2 are former championship contenders, of course. For the last 2 seasons, these 2 have been battling for the championship. And, oh, Slim lost out. Dan Murphy pits. And, in fact, Slim's lost momentum and cannot give them a McLaren of, I think, Andy right behind him. Doesn't give him a chance. And Jamie putting no manners there on Slim, the reigning champion, of course, as the leaderboard sorts itself out, hopefully. Because Rafa is definitely not leading. Here we go. So it is still Granty boy from Matt 2. Jonathan Cox right, and Jonathan Cox has never won in Zenith. Is this his chance? And Nova's got a little bit of traffic jam. His mediums are not up to temperature yet, but he has passed Crazy Power. Lennon in 6th place. What a fantastic start. He shone in Russia. He was fantastic in Russia. Slim and Simon having a fantastic battle. There they are. And it's a Frenchman around the outside of the reigning champion. And Slim, who was fighting Jamie Wan just a few corners ago, is now holding on 10th. There's Flying Soz there as well. Are they going to go free abreast? Flying Soz passes Simon. And can he get Slim? What a move by Flying Soz around the outside. On board with Slim, and Soz is through! What a couple of corners! He's past Simon. Oh, and Lucas going backwards. Frisky Biscuits up to 12th place. What a start for Frisky! And is that Slim fighting back? Oh, Andy going backwards. What a shame for Andy. He's going backwards. What a start for Frisky Biscuit, who is genuinely contending on mediums in the midfield. That is great to see. One of his best outings, without a doubt, from the Welshman so far. At the front, it's Granty Boy from Mac 2. Mac 2 is still in Granty's DRS as it stands. And these three are pulling away from Nova. Great to see Jonathan Cox in there. In fact, Nova's got his mirrors full of Mac 2's teammate, Crazy Power, who's got his mirrors full of Lennon, who is having an absolute reprieve this second half of the season. BP right in there as well. Of course, Crazy Power and BP, best mates. Great to see him together on the track with that Williams and Lennon just being sandwiched by him at the moment. Flying Soz, what a start he's made, up 5 places. Frisky Biscuit and Simon. In fact, I think Simon's just passed Frisky. Absolute overtakes everywhere around this track. Glad to say, no penalties so far. How's Matt getting on? Matt and Rafa, they're fighting away for 15th place at the moment. I think Matt is we happy just to be running this far at the moment. He's going further than what he did in Russia. Granty Boy still can't shake the DRS of Mac 2 or Jonathan Cox. All on the medium tyres, of course. Let's go to the tyres now. And Lennon's passing Crazy Power around the outside. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh no, he's gone round! Was there contact? Was there contact? Oh my word, that's Flying Soz going round! Oh my word, Lennon and Flying Soz, and the safety car is out! The safety car is out. That benefits Dan Murphy. Oh, there shouldn't be a safety car for this, but was Lennon tagged by Crazy Power? Just couldn't. Oh, and Flying Soz is round again! And now Lennon is going to have to pass him. Oh, Flying Soz, what a nightmare for the Greek driver. How many times do we see this from Flying Soz? No damage. Wrecked tyres. In fact, Flying Soz just cannot even go in a straight line at the moment. I wonder if Lennon, I couldn't see from the camera angle, but I wonder if Crazy Power and Lennon touched. What a shame for Lennon, absolutely gutted. In fact, in the comment, Flying Soz, I don't know what he's doing. He's spinning up the rears too much for starters. His tyres are absolutely done in. So we get a break. Safety car come out exactly the same lap as it did in Russia. So Lennon, I cannot believe it. I'm absolutely gutted. Because he had some out. He's a little bit lucky the safety car's out, so he can catch back up once he's pitted. Just got to keep his head. Now the soft runners are pitting. I was about to say, are we going to see the soft runners come in? And they are. Crazy Power, BP, Slim, Jamie Wan, Co-Andy, Lucas, all pit. I'm just trying to check the comments. Lennon says Crazy took me out. That's... we'll have to investigate at the end of the race, of course, and of course if any wrongdoing was done, then Crazy will be punished accordingly. But Andy Coe says he can't turn his overtake button off. That's a big problem for his fuel. He could be out of fuel halfway around this track, halfway around this race. So Lennon's saying he was taken out by Crazy Power. However, look at this. Frisky Biscuit is there in 7th place. Rafa is 8th. Matt is 9th. Stop the race now. Stop the count. That would be an incredible set of results right there. Rafa and Matt on hard tyres. Andy's rejoined. Hopefully he can sort his overtake button out. Crazy BP, Jamie have all stopped. BP's gone for soft tyres. I tell you what, watch out for BP. Second set of softs for him, and I tell you what, that's not a bad move at all. So, BP's gone soft again. Gets some overtaking done. He intends to pass Crazy Power, Matt and Rafa pretty quickly, and Frisky on those soft tyres. He wants to get past them. He wants to get a move on. Probably he'll be eyeing Simon and Slim as well. And then pit for mediums when the rest of them will be pitting for hard. This could be, in theory, a great masterstroke here from BP. However, he's got to pull it off by getting past these guys. He can't be too rash. You can overtake round here. It is possible. But BP can make this strategy work. Where the hell is Lucas going? What's going on with Lucas? I have no idea what's happened to Lucas, who's left this session. And then gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Lucas' car, well, something's happened to Lucas. He's completely lost control. Andy Singh can't take his overtake button off. Lucas can't take his foot off the throttle. His car's now settled into 8th place. He's got a 5-second penalty. I have no idea what's just happened here, and that is going to frustrate the hell out of the guys behind him. I have no idea what's happened there. Well, that's put a real spanner in the works for likes of for the guys who stopped, like Crazy Power and BP and Jamie. Let me try and see what's happened there. Well, should be green flag this time by. We will resume. Drama, plenty of action already, as we expected. It's Granty Boy from Matt 2, from Jonathan Cox. And I'll tell you what, Jonathan Cox has been a little bit annoyed by this because, when the Rafa getting very close to the back of Lucas, who's now not in that car. But Jonathan Cox those front three were pulling away from Nova. And Jonathan Cox had a nice buffer to the guys behind him. Of course, the guys that were on softs have now all pitted. I haven't seen Lucas rejoin, so Lucas, as far as I can tell, it is a big red X next to his name, so Lucas is gone, so hopefully they can all get through and pass him once the green flags come out. Are we going to go green this time by? Let's hope so. Lennon 16th at the back on hard tyres. What a shame. We'll have to investigate that Crazy Power Lennon collision after the race, unfortunately, but we're about to go green again. The lights are still on the safety car. Let's have that message board. It's coming in. I think it is. It is. We will resume then. Can Matt 2 get the jump? He doesn't need to do anything silly, Matt. Granty Boy. Great to see Granty Boy leading the pack by the Packer bunch right up, of course, into the last chicane. When will Granty Boy go? When will he put his foot down? Safety car is in. Granty Boy goes. Here we go. Lucas has rejoined. Granty Boy's made a perfect restart. Matt 2 still behind him. Jonathan Cox got a bit of a pressure from Nova. And Matt's going backwards. Matt, in fact, has let BP and Crazy Power go. And BP down the inside of his good friend. Already from the soft tyres work. Now right behind Lucas, who should be easy, but he's AI'd. So Lucas is... I don't know what happened to him, but he is ghosted. Or has he just rejoined? There's the McLarens. Now what's going on here? Crazy Power, they've got past Rafa. I don't think Rafa fought them too hard, but for BP, this soft strategy is working a treat. Now he's behind Frisky, who's 7th place. Get Frisky in P7. So Granty, come on timings. Granty Boy from Matt 2. And I'll tell you what, Jonathan Cox is right behind Matt 2. He can smell blood here. Granty Boy just edging away. Keep an eye on BP, because I've got a feeling he's going to be right behind the back of that Renault very shortly. Can he have a move into the final chicane? No DRS yet, of course. Have the drag through 130R. Into decaying Granty Boy from Matt 2, from Jonathan Cox, Mosai Nova, from Slim, back up there in 5th place now, from LR Simon, from Frisky Biscuit. Yes, you heard that right. It looks like Leonard's been passed by Flying Stars MVP. They've been getting the crazy power. Oh, and Ruff is off! Oh, Ruff has binned it! Oh, what a shame in the final corner. He's got off. Can he rejoin? No, he's out. What a shame for Rafa. Who can say he ran the points right? That's Matt and Lucas side by side. And Lucas has rejoined because Lucas got a 5-second penalty. Jamie Wan's involved in this. He's in the hard tyres as well. Andy trying to go down the inside. Oh, did he make contact? Jamie's still there. Very close to contact. Andy got out of it. Dan Murphy. Oh, and someone's going round. Is that Flying Sauce? Oh, it's Lennon. Lennon's gone round at the top of the Dunlop. No damage for Lennon. He rejoins again. And BP passes Frisky Biscuit. And so does Crazy Power. The fresh tyres and the two good friends who you can usually never separate out on track. BP and Crazy Power are off and running. And Frisky Biscuit is currently 4 seconds ahead of Matt. This is, without a doubt, his best showing so far this season. And I'm absolutely delighted for him. I am absolutely delighted for him. And let's hope this can continue. Back at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All in your screenshot there. Granty Boy from Matt 2. From Jonathan Cox. From Nova. From Slim. DRS now open. Matt 2 just kind of, oh, lovely rear shot there. He's about to see him go through curve 1. And in the background there, you could just see the Renault Jonathan Cox right up his rear wing. I'm glad to say no penalties so far. BP now just 3 seconds off Simon. And BP's only 3 seconds, or 4 seconds, off this battle at the front. And of course, BP should have to stop when all these do together. So BP is really playing himself into a great position here. Oh, and who's that going backwards? It's Lucas. Why is he going backwards? Has he left the car again, I wonder? Great battle here. Matt holding on to 10th place for dear life. Just ahead of Jamie, ahead of Andy, ahead of Flying Sauce, Dan Murphy, Lucas and Lennon just not too far adrift as well. Can Matt hold on? And of course, he's on the hard tyres as well. Matt will be enjoying this. And his pace is on par with Frisky. He's pretty much on par with Crazy Pass. So Matt's pace is actually not too bad now at all. Of course, running no traction control, learning no traction control. The battle at the front is down to, well, Nova's dropped again. Look, Nova's out. DRS, he's got Slim right behind him. Simon there as well, and BP's catching them pretty quickly. Lennon penalty. Oh, it's going from bad to worse. Can Matt get in the DRS and get close enough? In fact, it could be Slim on Nova, and Nova going defensive. On board with Slim, who's getting closer and closer. He'll have to go on the outside of curve 1. Can he make it? No, Nova shuts the door. Good defending. Nova, who, from what I've seen, goes better in the second stint of races. Nova in Russia after the first stint wasn't really anywhere, was never contending for that podium. In that second stint, that fresh set of tyres, he could have nearly won the race. Managed to get 3rd place in the podium. So Rafa's left the session, he is out, and as you can see, the top 6 are all on your screen there. And the front 3, yet again, just starting to slightly put away yellow flags. It's Andy's had a problem. Oh, it's Dunlop again. And front wing damage for Andy. What a nightmare race. And the two absolute heroes from Russia, Lennon and Andy, who had an absolutely fantastic race. Different fortunes this time in Japan. And so here goes Jamie now. Jamie, can he get around the inside of the spoon? Matt closes the door. Matt, experienced campaigner. He saw that one early. Shut the door straight away. Matt holding on for dear life. Fantastic for a point. Flying Sauce and Dan Murphy right behind as well. Dan Murphy not quite having the race that he wanted. Now flying on the inside of 130R on Jamie, who has no option but to back out of it. And of course, Flying Sauce on the mediums. Can he have a go at Matt on the inside? The answer is no, but I've got a feeling on the fresher rubber, Flying Sauce may get past Matt. If Flying Swords can keep it in a straight line, I've seen him spin a few times this race already. Now, in the DRS of Matt. Matt going to the inside. Flying Swords will have to go on the outside. Has he got the speed and grip? Yes, he has. And takes 10th place away from Matt. And Flying Swords can get on catching Frisky Biscuit, who's 4 seconds up the road. Meanwhile, the front 6 are still stuck together. Granty Boy just ahead of Matt, just ahead of Jonathan Cox, who I'll keep saying it is great to see Jonathan Cox back up there. Can he get his first podium of the season and make it 18 different podium runners this season? BP not quite catching this front 6 as quick as he was. He has dropped crazy power. How long will those softs last, of course? Great racing. The front 6 separated by absolutely nothing, by 2 seconds. There they all are. On board with Granty Boy, who is doing enough to make sure the championship battle goes to the next round in Silverstone. He's not giving up yet, is he? There are your front 5, right together. It's Granty Boy, Matt 2, Jonathan Cox, Oside Nova, Slimbo and Simon. BP is actually catching, he's pulling away. How far can he go on the soft tyres? This start finish straight is not quite long enough for these guys to make a move, but Matt 2 is tucked up right behind the back of his championship rival's rear wing. Great to see the front 6 all together. This is fantastic. A little bit spread out behind. Jamie 1 passing Matt down the inside and gets through, and now Matt moves the place to Dan Murphy. He does. Matt, of course, on the hard tyres. Now just in front of his teammate Lucas. Jamie was in no mood there to mess around. He wanted that move done. Up into 11th goes Jamie, 12th goes Dan Murphy. Now can Matt hang on to him? Crazy power penalty. 3 seconds for crazy power. He joins Lucas and Lennon, who are on penalties so far. Let's go on board with Simon, who can see Slim in 5th. Oh, yellow flags. That's Lennon off again. Oh, what a shame. Lennon's race, who was looking so fast at the start, has just come apart, and we've got an AlphaTauri facing the wrong way. It's Matt. Oh, and his most hated corner, the hairpin. That corner has been giving him nightmares today. What a shame for Matt, who just loses touch now. There, the front 3, bit of a gap then to Nova and Slim. Oh, and a Granty Boy. In fact, Granty Boy pits. This is early for mediums. He's going for an undercut. The thing is, the field spread is not that big. Where will he rejoin? Hard tyres, he's going to the end. Oh, it's not the quickest of pit stops either for Granty Boy. Right, where's he rejoining? There goes Frisky Biscuit, there goes Flying Soz, there goes J1 and Dan Murphy. Oh, he's rejoining behind Lucas. Right in the thick of some traffic. Now, how quickly can he get those hard tyres warmed up? Granty Boy, as a Lennon's out in the pits. What a shame. I'm pretty gutted for Lennon, actually. So it's Matt 2 from Jonathan Cox. As Flying Soz pass. Oh, no, Tammy's off. Oh, no. Frisky Biscuit's off for Dunlop chicane. Oh, I don't believe it. He'll be absolutely kicking himself. Having his best race of the season by far, and he's lost it in Dunlop. Front wing damage for the Welshman, who had a real shot of points. He had a genuine chance at points. Oh man. Oh, well, a long way to go. Frisky's got the pace. He can get back up there. Although with the front wing damage, he's relying on a safety car. Anyway, Matt 2, Jonathan Cox, nose to tail. Nova not in DRS. He'll have Slim right behind him again. Now can Jonathan Cox fight for the lead of this race? This is what we were hoping from Jonathan Cox at the start of the season. And none of them pit. I wonder if Granty Boy's gone too early. Is he hoping for a big undercut? He's still 2 seconds behind Lucas, so he's probably got a clear track for at least another lap or 2. Simon is now being dropped by Slim, 1-2 behind. In fact, BP is catching him. There is the Mercedes in the background. 4 seconds out of crazy power. Oh, and Frisky Biscuit penalty, speeding in the pits. What a horrible, horrible lap it's been. New front wing, 5-second penalty. And the man's rare chance at points may have just gone begging. On board with the man in second place, who has genuinely got a chance of winning this race. It's great to see him back up there where he belongs. He's showing this sort of speed throughout the qualifying sessions this season, just hasn't held it in the races, and now is this his time. Nova still just can't get the DRS to Jonathan Cox. Simon still 1.3, BP 1.8 behind. His softs must now just start to have seen their best. DRS again, but Jonathan Cox's straight line speed is not quite enough. None of them pit. Granty Boy be hoping they're pitting soon, and he gets closer, but not close enough. Right behind the rear wing, and Mattu are nearly contact. Oh, that was close, and BP pits on the soft, so he'll go to hard tyres. Well, he could go to mediums. In fact, he is going to mediums. Will the mediums go to the end? Yes, they will. So BP is going to try and make a soft medium work, and it could work for him. Can he get ahead of Granty Boy, in fact? No, he can't. He needs that clear track. He needs that clear track. He needs that clear track. He's got it just ahead of Matt. Oh, big relief. Big relief for BP. Oh, and Matt goes round on his own. Oh, frustration. Frustration for Matt. Just got on the gas a little too early. Probably distracted by BP coming out just in front of him. Put his foot down a bit too hard. Dan Murphy, a rare penalty there for him as well. So BP on the medium tyres has got a bit of clear track to get his head down and try and undercut the likes of Simon and Slim. BP's made that strategy work really well. Jonathan Cox made a mistake somewhere. Now out the DRS, lap 15, over halfway. As it stands, Matt 2 would be champion. The Granty Boy has stopped. These boys haven't yet, and go on. If you're Jonathan Cox, Matt 2 fastest lap. He's just put his foot down, hasn't he? Has extended his lead by half a second. Slim still tucked up behind the rear wing of Nova. Now, who jumps first out of these? Simon now 2 seconds back in 5th place. He's dropped right back in the Williams. Who makes the move first? Who goes for the undercut? And don't forget, Granty Boy has already made his move. And he's now caught up the back of Lucas, Jamie 1, Dan Murphy, Flying Soz train. That's the train there. That's for 7th place, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Flying Soz has been caught. And Dan Murphy, who's now quietly getting about his business, making his way up the field. Frisky and Andy are about to go side by side as well as Matt pits for a new front wing. Here comes Frisky Biscuit. Where's Andy? Trying to move around the inside of the chicane. That's a tough place to do it. Andy backs out of it. Frisky under a lot of pressure from a 2-time champion right behind him. I think this could be moved on. Where's Matt going to resume? Matt on the soft tyres. That's an interesting one. We'll appreciate the extra grip, and Andy gets through. Andy gets through and into 13th place. Matt will appreciate that extra grip. And now Slim, closer than ever. Look at this. Look at this. Around the outside of the chicane. Nova hopefully knows he's there. And Dan and Slim's gone for it. Now we'll have the inside line. Brilliant helicopter shot. Matt 2 pits. Nova and Slim quickly change their mind and pit as well. And Jonathan Cox leads the race. Simon goes on as well. Great racing, but by the way, between Nova and Slim there. Thankfully, the awareness from both of them was spot on there. Now then, where will Granty Boy come out? Well, where will Granty Boy be compared to Matt? There's Granty Boy, he retakes the lead. Matt 2's on soft tyres. BP fastest lap of the race. And gets past Dan Murphy. BP is playing himself. He's only 1.8 behind Slim. Oh, and Jonathan Cox picks up a penalty. I don't believe it. He will more likely pit this lap. BP may have jumped Simon. So soft tyres now for Matt, for Nova. I tell you what, Matt on soft tyres may swallow Granty Boy up pretty quickly. I wonder if Granty Boy wading onto medium tyres. Oh, he started on mediums, of course. Yeah, he had to go hard. We're about to... And Matt 2 already behind his championship rival, who is stuck behind... In fact, he's stuck behind Lucas. BP's played himself into contention of a possible podium here. It's a long shot, but he's in the mix. Right, Jonathan Cox pits. Simon 4 seconds back will also pit, and I expect... Well, Crazy Power will go on. Crazy Power could lead this race, but Lucas is holding up Granty Boy here. Crazy Power does lead the race. What a moment for the Italian driver, albeit he hasn't stopped now. Flying Sauce leading the pits, but it's all about the championship front two. Here we go. Granty Boy on the inside of Matt. They both got DRS. Matt on soft. Granty Boy on the hard tyres. Granty Boy has the inside line. Lucas is the cork in the bottle. Are they going to make contact? Oh my word. Matt 2 run the outside of curve 1 and takes 4th place off Granty Boy. Fantastic racing. Simon just out ahead of BP by half a second. And I've got a horrible feeling for Granty Boy on those hard tyres. He may struggle. Dan Murphy's past Flying Sauce. He's undercut him. Because Flying Sauce has a penalty as well. Crazy Power leads the race ahead of Jamie, ahead of Lucas. Slim penalty. They're starting to come in now. And that could have big implications for Slim. Slim right behind Nova yet again. Cannot get past Jonathan Cox, resumed in 6th place. Is now right behind Granty, but look at this train behind Lucas, who will not care one jot that he's on old hard tyres and he's holding everybody up. He will hold that for as long as he can. Crazy Power, let's go on board Crazy Power through 130R, leads the Japanese Grand Prix on lap 18. Great scenes here. Jonathan Cox gets past Granty Boy. Oh my word, before 130R. Jonathan Cox. Okay, he's got a penalty as a Crazy Power pit, so he's definitely not going to go on. Did Jamie 1 pit? Has Jamie 1 pitted? He has. I think Jamie 1 could go to the end. Nova, fastest lap, again coming alive in the second half of this race. Where's Crazy Power going to resume? Could be out the points. 10th place from first to second, but look at this! Jamie 1 leads them round. Look at this. We've got a train of 8 cars for the lead of this race, and Jamie 1 could go all the way. Well, how about this? Matt 2 was a Dutch 1-2, and of course Matt 2. Oh, and Jamie seems to be struggling those hard tyres. Lucas is about to get passed by Jonathan Cox. BP penalty. Jonathan Cox on the inside of the hairpin around Lucas. Oh, that's nicely done. And is that... No, they're going for Granty Boy. It is. Slim right behind as well. What a fight this is. In fact, Nova not messing around. He wants to follow Jonathan Cox through and gets past Granty Boy. And Granty Boy is going backwards. And Matt 2 could be the champion tonight. Another place gone. There goes Slim. The hard tyres are not working for Granty Boy at all. And it could be a move which hands Matt 2 the championship. As it stands, he would be champion. Nova trying to get past Lucas. Lucas again, the cork in the bottle. Slim will fancy a move. Oh, and here goes Nova on the outside of the last corner. Lucas going defensive, and Slim gets in there. Slim passes Nova, and now will try and pass Lucas. Oh, an opportunistic move from the reigning champion. This is all helping Jonathan Cox, because of course he's got a penalty, and he will try and get away. Matt 2 leads this race. We've missed that one. That was inevitable though. Jamie 1 second, Jonathan Cox third, ahead of Slim, ahead of Nova, ahead of Granty Boy. As it stands, Matt 2 is champion. Yellow flags. I've got a feeling it's Matt. Oh, and it is. What a shame. Matt's out the race, and a safety car. Oh my word. The exit of Boone on off the road drops there, a fresh set of softs as well. I tell you what, it helps. Crazy Power and a fresh set of soft tyres. Anyone pitting? Anyone pitting? Jamie goes on. Jamie wants a track position. Why not? This safety car is going to help his hard tyres out. Lucas pits. Granty Boy does pit. So BP up to 6th. Crazy Power will jump all the way up to 7th on fresh softs. Sim on 8th. What about Frisky Biscuit? Oh, he's a bit too far back. However, he stopped. Yeah, so he gets a chance. Full position for him to make up for points, but I think everyone bar BP and Jamie 1 are now on the soft tyres. And we're going to have probably a 5-lap showdown. As it stands, Matt 2 will be champion. So a chance for me to catch up. Well, I think this doesn't help is Jonathan Cox, because he was starting to build a gap with his penalty. I can get the penalties up. There we go. 3 seconds Jonathan Cox, 3 seconds Slim. That would be nice for Jonathan. However, Nova doesn't have a penalty. BP does, Crazy Power does, Simon doesn't. Flying Soz has 5. Surprised Flying Soz hasn't served that in the pits. Granty Boy is 10th. So take a breath, folks. This is going to be a frantic finale here. Can Jamie 1 get his first podium of the season as Granty Boy gets past Flying Soz? What is going on with Flying Soz? Has he been off the road? I wonder if he has. So a complete fresh... I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what Frisky Biscuit can do. As Flying Sauce is trying to repass Granty Boy. They're fighting for a position here. I wonder if that's Codemasters. Well, Simon 8th. And Flying Soz has repassed Granty Boy. Safety car not in this lap. Andy and Frisky trying to catch the safety car back up. Andy should do it. Frisky will hopefully do it because they've got a chance here of picking up some points, and they haven't got penalties. Dan Murphy, Lucas, Flying Soz all have. And Frisky genuinely had the pace with Dan Murphy and Lucas earlier on in this race. And again, Flying Soz and Granty Boy are exchanging positions. Jamie 1 has absolutely nothing to... Not had a podium this season. If they were to both finish on the podium, that would be 19 different podium runners this season. Incredible. Incredible. Right, Map 2 be champion. Jamie 1 has nothing to lose on 16 lap old hard tyres. Jonathan Cox will be desperate to get past him. So, Jonathan Cox will want to pass Jamie ASAP on this restart and try and build a 3-second lead to hold on to that podium. I don't know how hard he'll push Matt with that penalty. Depends what he wants. Does he think he can pass Matt as well and build 3-second gap? That would be tough going. Frisky and Andy have caught the back of the safety car. Nova hasn't got a penalty. If he can get past Slim and Jamie himself, and Jonathan himself, he's got a chance of the top 2. BP in the medium tyres now, he can be under a lot of pressure. That 6th place will be very hard to hold because Crazy Pass, Simon, Flying Stars, Granty Boy, and the rest all on soft tyres behind. Safety car in, Matt backs him up. He is just 5 laps away from being champion as it stands. Granty Boy needs to get himself up to 7th place, or to 6th place in fact, to deny Matt T being champion. We go again. The last corner leads them away. Jamie, and BP's binned it. In the last corner, BP has binned it. And that releases all the soft runners. Matt 2 is away. It's a Dutch 1-2 as it stands. Can Jamie 1 hold it? I cannot believe BP has already put it in the wall at the final corner. And then there were 13. Jamie 1 is already backing up. Matt 2 is away and gone. Nothing left for him to do, but who's going to get the podium? Granty Boy passes. Soz is out. Is that oh, big crash in Dunlop. Big crash in Dunlop. Frisky's just 2 places away from the points. Jamie holding on. There'll be no DRS for 2 laps, of course. No safety car, thankfully. No virtual. We are normal green flag conditions. Jonathan Cox will be looking for an opportunity to get past Jamie. He needs to, because Slim is right behind him. So is Nova. So is Crazy Power. Having a great race in 6th. He's got a penalty as well, though. He'll lose positions as it stands to Simon and Granty Boy, who needs 2 more places to stop Matt T becoming champion tonight. Lucas in the points, but he's got a big penalty. So's Dan Murphy. So Frisky Biscuit could be on for a point as it stands. Here we go. Start finishing straight. Jamie holding on valiantly to 2nd place. Jonathan Cox right behind. No DRS yet. Dan Murphy, fastest lap of the race on the restart. What a crazy restart it's been. BP crashed on the last corner. Flying Soz crashed in Dunlop. At the top of the snake. Oh, this is where Jamie's going to struggle for traction. His hard tyres cannot give him the grip he needs. Matt 2 pulls away by quite a lot in this sector. Jonathan Cox trying all he can to get through. Don't run it too far out wide. They've entered Degnell 1 and 2. Jamie is holding on, I think at the moment, quite comfortably. As it was stand, Nova would be in 3rd place with penalties. Simon, I think, would be 4th. Matt 2 not exactly pulling away like I thought he would. Just 3 laps to go. Matt 2 would be champion just as it stands. Now Jamie is under real pressure. Jonathan Cox trying to go to the inside of the spoon section. This is risky. This is risky. And he's lost it. Onto the grass. Slim's made a mistake. Nova trying to get through. Jonathan Cox went for it, and he couldn't do it. And now Nova's going to make a move for 3rd place. Through goes Nova on the inside of 130, and Slim trying to get through as well. Can he get through? He'll have the outside. Crazy Power's involved in this as well. In fact, Crazy Power may jump a place here ahead of Slim. He doesn't. Backs out of it, thankfully. Oh, and Slim got a wiggle on there. Slim's on the grass. Oh, they're free abreast. Oh my word, there's Granty Boy. Unbelievable racing. Crazy Power holds on, and he's in 6th place ahead of both Hasses. It's Simon who's holding them up here, actually. My word. And now it's Jamie just ahead of Nova, and as it stands, Matt 2 would still be champion. Jonathan Cox went for it. He had to go for it, and he couldn't pull it off. And that would be your podium. And it would be great to see Jamie on the podium for the first time this season. Of course. Oh, it's a penalty for Jamie. I don't believe it. And that will gift Nova 2nd place as it stands. And now, as a Slim passing Crazy Power on the inside of the hairpin. What a great battle these two have had. Crazy Power be loving this fighting. Up at the front. Everybody's involved. There's no field spread. Well, Frisky just starting to get cut off. He's 2 places away from points. He'll be praying for retirement from these guys up front. It could happen. Don't forget, Lucas has got 5 seconds. Dan Murphy's got 3. And Nova passes Jamie for 2nd. I don't think Jamie fought his teammate too hard on that one. However, he will fight Jonathan Cox again, because he is 2 laps away from his first podium. Unless Simon can get past the both of them, of course, and he may have a go here. To Williams, the French driver. Tuck still behind the runner rear wing. As it stands, he would take 3rd on penalties. And Granty Boy may finish in the top 6 that he needs to get the championship battle going to Silverstone next week. Jonathan Cox is desperate to get through. Penultimate lap, his first podium of the season, is edging away from him. Fantastic finish to this race. Yellow flags. Oh, don't tell me it's Frisky. It is. Oh, no. It's Dunlop as well. And chance of rare points for Frisky. May have just gone with that spin. Jamie, in the meantime, holding on. Now, this is where Jonathan Cox had to go last time. I don't think he's close enough to have a go on the inside. He's not. This will be just sheer frustration for Jonathan Cox, but Simon, who can just keep it together, will take that podium place. Now Jonathan Cox is getting desperate. Will he have a go here? Jamie going defensive. He will force Jonathan Cox on the outside. Can Jonathan Cox do it? No, he runs out too far wide. Jamie holds his own. Great racing between these two. Jamie holding on for third place. There's 20 lap on hard tyres for everything he has got right now. Again, no, he's got DRS's Jamie as well. This will help him last lap. I think Granty Boy will get a top 6 and deny Matt 2 being champion. Now Jonathan Cox on the outside. Lucas is dropping a position to Dan Murphy, and still Jamie holds on. But as it stands, it would be Alain Simon with the Frenchman with the podium. Crazy Power's right in there. Oh, if only they had no penalties. This would be an incredible battle. Round Dunlop for the last time. In Degner 1, Degner 2. Nova 3 seconds off Matt, who I don't think is going to be champion tonight. Jamie is going to hold on. Oh, what's going on here? The two Hasses side by side. That's Slim getting passed by Granty Boy and Granty Boy. Oh, and Crazy Boy. They're going to be free abreast here. They were free abreast last time out in Russia. The two Hasses again are going wheel to wheel. On board with the Dutchman, Matt 2. Oh, I'll tell you what. No, Jonathan Cox not close enough. Matt 2 rounds 130R into the final chicane. He is so close to the trophy, to the championship. Matt 2 wins round 16, wins in Japan. Osai Nova is second. And what about third? Jamie crosses the line, but it is the Frenchman Simon with third place. It's his first podium of the season, and Granty Boy finishes fourth, which means the championship goes to Silverstone in a week's time. Jamie's fifth after his heroics. Jonathan Cox sixth. Crazy Power seventh. Great race by Crazy Power. Great race by Slim. Dan Murphy and Andy does score. Lucas misses out. Frisky 12th. Oh, what could have been for the Welshman. He'll be happy to finish though. And the championship will go to the British Grand Prix next week at least. Driver of the day, Slim. I don't know about that. Well, let's get some drivers in here. What an outstanding race. Matt 2 close. Granty Boy fourth place with the penalties at the end. Just made the wrong move with the tyre choice. The drivers want to come in for a chat and talk about that one. Driver of the day, well, Nova Simon had an absolutely fantastic race in third place. Oh, Slim from 16th, yeah. Jamie heroics. Although he started fourth and finished fifth, actually, the way he got that fifth place was fantastic. Jonathan Cox, wow, what could have been? So unlucky from Jonathan Cox. Crazy Pad, great race, seventh place. I tell you, even though he got seventh, the way he's got seventh was great to watch. Slim, eighth. Penalties have really cost him. Dan Murphy recovers. Fastest lap as well for Dan Murphy, ninth place. Co-Andy rescues a point. And Frisky Biscuit was so close to a point. The safety cars cost him, and so did a couple of spins. But he will take heart that he was fighting with the likes of Dan Murphy and Flying Saws and Andy on raw speed. Right, I've got the race winner Matt with me now. Matt, not tonight, so close but so far. However, what a cracking race and what a win.
Yeah, well, that was awesome. A little bit annoyed to not have gotten pole, but yeah, Granty Boy hooked it up and I didn't quite. So yeah, fair play to him. And yeah, the race was just biding my time, just being as patient as possible. And when I saw Granty Boy came in for hards, I knew, yeah, this is my race to lose.
Well, yeah, bizarre decision from Granty Boy to pit for hards. Obviously going for the undercut. It may have worked, but the safety car then came out and completely ruined it for him. Silverstone next, you're so close to that championship now. Did you think you'd had it? Did you know that Granty Boy was out of the picture for a while?
I didn't see in the top 5, so that gave me a little bit of hope. But I did remember he had no penalties, so I assumed that he was going to get moved up the grid because of that. So I wasn't celebrating yet, and I still can't celebrate yet.
and a quick word on your fight with Jonathan Cox and Granty Boy. But Jonathan Cox was with you all race. You haven't fought with him much this season. It's a great little fight there by the look of it.
Yeah, I was just amazed with his straight line speed. I felt like he was always just closing and closing, and I just had to, instead of looking ahead of me at Granty Boy, I had to look behind me quite a few times because of Jonathan.
Yeah, he kept you honest. Unfortunately for him, the penalty at the end, and then he sort of half spanned trying to pass Jamie at the end, which cost him that podium. However, his loss was Oside Nova's gain at second place, and yet again you came alive in the second half of that race. Yeah, it started, you were fourth most of it. You just couldn't quite match the pace of the front three. And then yet again, the last couple of laps looked absolutely mental in your point of view.
For some reason, it always seems to go that way when I'm racing. I don't know why. I can't, just be good at the start. I have to be good at the end. I don't really know why. But it works, so I'll take it.
Yeah, 80 more points. That puts you now into the top half of the championship. You're still in with a shout of third place at least. If you got your eye on that third place medal, it's doable. You've got a podium. You got a podium from the season out, the final 3 races. Well, yeah, if you can do that, mate, you've got every chance. Why not? Go for it. Absolutely. What a race. Yet again, another cracker. We've got 3 rounds left. It's the British Grand Prix that never was next week. Then Mexico. Then Brazil. Can Matt wrap it up next week? It should be another thriller. 3 races to go. Let's end it on a high. We'll see you next week. Good night.